Every time I try to save any money, the same thing always happens. I somehow just stop trying to save the money. It's kind of like working out, kind of like trying to eat better. I mean, some of us can last longer than others, but the inevitable always happens. Somehow things just slowly go right back to the way you were doing them before, and the idea of saving your money was just a fleeting thought that you once had. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about three things, three seemingly insignificant things that most of us do or start to do when we first decide that we want to start saving our money. We think that they're helping us in some way, probably because that's what we've been told. But I recently realized that these three things could actually be hurting us more than helping us with saving our money. You might already even be doing them, and you would just never even think or realize that these things could potentially be holding you back from your full saving money potential. These might surprise you. So let me tell you what I'm thinking, and then you can make your own decision. At the very least, hopefully I will at least be giving you something to think about. Number one, automating your savings. I Googled ways to save, and this just popped right up. Automate your savings by setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings. You pay yourself first before you have a chance to spend the money elsewhere. Now, this is always, always, always the go-to way that you hear about when you're first starting to try to save your money. Automate your savings. Just open up a separate account, set it, and forget it. And this sounds amazing, obviously, because it's easy and you don't have to lift a finger. Well, maybe one finger, just a couple times to tap the screen and set it all up, but that's it. And then that way, it's just being done. It will all happen in the background of your very busy life. You won't even notice. And then all of this magic money is going to pile up. And then one day you will what? You will clear that savings right out as soon as you need anything, as soon as you want something, as soon as your checking account is dipping below your comfort zone. You are going to come after that money so fast, and you won't even care. You do not feel bad about doing this. In fact, when the numbers on your checking account show that immediate boost from your auto transfer, you feel relieved. You feel better. You feel in control again. Whew, that's a relief. I don't know what I was thinking anyway. I can't save money. I don't make enough, and this just proves it. Every time I try, I end up failing. But that's not reality. You can save money, and you have not failed. The reality is that auto saving teaches us nothing. On what planet do we click a button or two and then suddenly have a huge savings account? If it were really that easy, wouldn't we all just be doing that? And we have all tried this at some point in our lives, right? Yeah, starting this paycheck, I'm going to start to save my money. I'm going to pay myself first. I'm going to put 10% of my income right over here into this new savings account. So we set it all up. And yes, I have done this more than once. Okay, more than twice. Okay, that's not important. What is important is that auto anything is not habit forming. And it's because you, the one that wants to save the money, but is also spending the money, you just weren't involved. I feel like they just tell us what we want to hear. Like, oh, yes, of course you can do this. This is just so easy. Just pay yourself first before you have a chance to spend the money elsewhere. That is brilliant. How would we have ever thought of that all on our own? Now, I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear, but at least it's true. If you really want to save money, you're going to have to be present for that. Goals are not met by accident, they are planned and executed. Opening a savings account is not a plan, it's an idea. Now, this channel is full of actionable steps that are part of a plan that will get you to saving money for real this time. They are going to require you to do more than just open up a savings account, and that's really the part that no one wants to talk about. But if you really want to start finally saving your money, you can absolutely do that. Not automatically, but you get the point. And side note, auto saving is not a bad thing. I just don't find it to be the first thing that someone that's new to saving should be trying. I feel like that comes way later. New savers are going to have a better chance of sticking with it if they can be more hands-on and involved with every dollar that they make. Which leads us right to our number 2, paperless billing. Now, this is just environmentally friendly. We all need to pitch in, do our part, and save the trees. We are going to stop wasting paper and stop the unnecessary transporting of piles and piles of envelopes filled with your billing statements. So we have unilaterally decided, all of us, every bill that you have, to send your statements via email. That way we can save the environment, and who could possibly argue with that? Okay, so hear me out on this. I have a few things to say about going paperless and saving money. First, I think, I could be wrong, but I really do think that all of the banks, all of the creditors, they might have some ulterior motives for paperless billing. So with paperless billing, you receive an email, right? And it is just buried in with all of your other emails. If you're anything like me, thousands of emails. And even if I do see it, am I really gonna click it, log into my account, download it, and really look it over? I would say probably not. Now, paper billing is receiving a physical bill in your mailbox. You've got an envelope to open up, pages to look over while you're holding them in your hands. Maybe even writing the due date down on a calendar. Wow, I mean, that just hits differently, doesn't it? And with a paper bill, I find myself noticing things like my total balance that I owe, the interest rate that I'm paying, my spending since the last statement. I always look over that little graph that they are legally required to include as part of the Truth in Lending Act, the one that breaks down how if I only make minimum payments, it will take me 20 years to pay it off and I will be paying thousands of dollars in interest. I definitely always take a good look at that when I'm looking at any credit card bill. How can you not, right? Seeing that every month definitely has a way of reminding me, like, hey, Jen, you might want to try to send in anything above that minimum payment if you ever want to have a chance of paying this off. But my thinking is that the banks, they might prefer that you don't take any mental notes when you're looking at your physical bill. They might want you to stay in what I like to call the fog. It's like they're saying to me, come on, Jen, you are just way too busy for all of this nonsense. You just stay over there in the fog and let us handle all of this. We're going to email your statement to you every month. Then, since you've signed up for our easy auto billing, we'll go ahead and take care of that auto draft from your checking account. You will get used to seeing our name on your online banking, and then eventually you'll just become conditioned to it. And we'll go ahead and set this on repeat for about every 28 days or so. You're welcome, Jen. We really are just trying to help you and the environment. Now, here's where a lot of you get upset and you get in the comments and you start telling me, Jen, we cannot do paperless billing because they charge us for that. Let them. I mean, what are we talking about? A few bucks here? So what? Don't discount the way that our brains work. All of our spending and our savings problems, they're linked to our behaviors. And remember, I said that, by the way. So yeah, change it up. Get the bill. Open it up. Look at it. Write the due date down on a calendar. Take it off of auto pay so that, yes, you have to remember to pay it manually. You're going to have to physically go to their website and make the payment. Make it all a pain in the ass. And then tell me that that won't get you to notice your spending, your credit card usage, the interest that you're paying to each and every one of those credit card companies. Give them each the attention that they deserve. And that's when things will really start to change. You won't be conditioned to seeing their name. Instead, you will be so sick of seeing their name, going to their website, doing their login, remembering the due date, and paying the payments to each one. You will be on a mission to pay them all off as quickly as you possibly can. They aren't doing anything for you. They are doing this to you. Okay, so I found this article and it is titled 7 Kick-Ass Envelope Designs by the Credit Card Experts. And let's read some of this together, shall we? Discover Card has sent their direct mail, promotions, and envelopes that are truly revolutionary, holographic, 5-color, printed, and often oversized. Since they've been utilizing direct mail to recruit new customers for years, why are they spending so much of their budget on expensive envelopes that just get opened and thrown away? That is a very good question, isn't it? Because you, the one that already has an open account with that credit card company, and you've been carrying around their card, not to mention paying them thousands of dollars of interest every year, you get to be charged just because you want your bill sent to you in the mail on the crappiest paper known to man. But these people that aren't even customers and are most likely going to throw this away are getting these mailed for free almost on a daily basis. Why? Well, let's go back to the article where it says, and I quote, "Simple. They found customers are more likely to open and respond to materials sent in an envelope that dazzles the eye. Such an envelope makes the recipient feel special, part of a selected group, much like being a member of a club or a team." And let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit more and read right here where it says, number 2, make customers feel like $1 million. These metallic envelopes, ooh, I like these, don't you? I love anything shiny. They imply that the information contained within is prize-worthy or may even make the recipient rich beyond their wildest imaginings. This article goes further and it shows how they target specific audiences, which obviously is not a big surprise. Geometric designs are trending with Gen Z, and we are left to think about how no doubt this envelope got noticed, but not just noticed, opened by a far greater percentage than if it had just been mailed in a plain white envelope. Now, I know they sure got my attention, but I don't think it's the way that they were hoping for. So yeah, I was off auto pay, auto bill, and paperless while I paid off my debt, and it works. Now, lastly, number 3 is the advice of not worrying so much or putting too much focus on all of those small purchases that you make. Stop thinking so much about your $8 coffee, especially if it's your one luxury in life and it gets you through your hard day. then it's totally worth it. Stop belly aching over which head of lettuce you're going to purchase. Who cares if it's the $3 one or the $6 one? Because it really doesn't matter in the end. It's not a big expense, and it's just a $3 difference. Stop making $3 decisions. Does that sound familiar to anybody? And what these people are telling you, what they're trying to say, is to focus on the big expenses, because that's where the life-changing stuff is, right? Your house, your car, those big payments. And are they wrong? No, they are not. But when you are first starting to save your money, I highly doubt that your first order of business is going to be up and moving out of your area because your housing is too expensive, or running out and getting rid of your car when you're thousands of dollars upside down on it. Those are bigger decisions that are going to take some time. And honestly, some other moving parts are probably going to need to happen first. You will get to that point. But from my experience, I wouldn't have even been able to make the big things happen if I didn't start somewhere. And I did. I started with tracking all of my spending. The big, of course, but also the small. Think death by 1,000 cuts. It does count, and it does matter. 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency. They would have to use credit, turn to a family member, sell an asset, or get a loan in order to cover the cost of a $400 emergency. And when those same people were asked about non-emergency expenses, 18% of Americans said that the largest expense that they could cover using cash would have to stay under $100. So if you are new to saving money, and maybe you really want that $100 or $400 to start with, I think that you have a pretty good shot at sticking to it this time. I want you to just keep those 3 things in your mind. Number 1 was to work towards your goals and be much more invested with your savings. Don't think that set it and forget it is going to work for everyone. Number 2, go a little old school and ditch the paperless and the auto payments. Make all of your payments manually, and keep doing this until you pay off all of your debt. And lastly, number 3, track all of your spending, even the small amounts, even the $3 ones. So comment below, you guys. What do you think? Have you noticed any of these things too? These seemingly insignificant things that we all kind of overlook, and we don't think that they have that much impact on our budget, but maybe they do. What if you tried one? Maybe you really could save up that $1,000. I know that you can. In fact, I have a video on it right here. 8 steps that you can start on today to get your emergency fund saved up and ready to go. Check that out, and I will see you next time.